Well, the Secretary promised to form a task force in the National Bureau of Investigation to help determine the whereabouts of Attorney Zuniga. No? She did mention that she was made aware of his disappearance by the IBP itself because Attorney Zuniga is past secretary of the local IBP chapter in Bataan. He's also president of the Philippine Methodist Church. No? And that is why in the meeting today we were accompanied about 40 members of the Methodist Church. No? While we don't know who's behind the disappearance, no, we at least expressed two theories. No? One is in general the Protestants are known to take a stand, a very clear stand in favor of social justice, which has caused the military to actually brand almost the entire Protestant church as being a communist front. No? Another theory is there is actually internal strife within the Methodist Church itself. There's been a break in the United Methodist Church of the Philippines into two, the United Methodist and the Philippine Methodist Church. And that's also an angle that the family is considering. No? But right now, investigators have reached a blank wall. It was a very good opportunity to ask the assistance of the media also to popularize this case because no one has really heard about the disappearance of Attorney Zuniga. You find isolated articles, but I think it's important that if he is to be recovered at all, that there be greater consciousness that he's missing so that if anyone has seen him, then they can contact the authorities. After he disappeared, he was reported missing with the local police in Balanga, Bataan, and the police the following day recovered the vehicle, no? A Honda Civic, red in color, belonging to Attorney Zuniga, no? And this was recovered in Zambales. No? There is apparently a witness who saw that an identified person was driving the vehicle and parked it in an isolated spot in Botolan, Zambales. No? But unfortunately, the witness could not really describe the person, although he was able to describe the person who was driving Attorney Zuniga's car boarding a white vehicle, no? But he was not really sure what kind of a vehicle it was. No? In the meeting today, we stressed that this is not the only enforced disappearance within the year. So we expressed our concern that this is the fourth enforced disappearance in a span of 6 months and that the government must be vigilant in their response not only to enforced disappearances but also to cases of extralegal killings, especially since in the recently concluded Universal Periodic Review of the Philippines, the international community has already sent a very clear message that the Philippines needs to do a lot more in protecting and promoting particularly the right to life. I don't think this is a kidnapping for ransom. No? I think this is an enforced disappearance, no? Which may be related to his work or may be related to the fact that he is a church leader within the Methodist Church. No? The family is hoping for the best. I did explain to them that the forensics of enforced disappearance is that the victims are very seldom killed right away because otherwise they would simply leave the body somewhere. No? And that the forensics of enforced disappearance is that he would be kept alive to send the message, no, to whoever they want to send the message to. No? And so we're hoping that he can still resurface and be found safe and sound.